don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat, and he was what he could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
He likes to stay humble. That's it, It's one for the office. Sorry, in the middle.
So I may do another exhibition this year.
Which one?
What do you think of that, Floyd?
I think Pacquiao, he chose a hell of a fighter. Shit, we got so many fighters at PBC. I thought he was with PBC, but he's not.
When it comes to a showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the debate ignites fierce opinions, but many believe that Alvarez holds the clear advantage in this clash as a 4-division world champion, and the undisputed king of super middleweight Canelo brings a blend of power experience and elite-level competition that could overwhelm Crawford, while Crawford has recently proven his dominance at welterweight, stepping up to face someone as physically imposing and seasoned as Canelo at 168 pounds could present insurmountable challenges. Canelo's combination of explosive punching power, relentless pressure, and superior experience in higher weight classes might be too much for Crawford to handle. Here's a deeper dive into why Alvarez could dominate this matchup.
What would Floyd Mayweather's mindset after being the first guy to beat Canelo Alvarez? Thoughts on a fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez? I had people that stated that they feel like that Floyd Mayweather would essentially hate on the situation.
Hold me back. You'll fight Eddie. You fucking stuff. All you fuckers. He said, all you fuckers. Hold me back.
The highly anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will take place in September 2025 during Mexican Independence Day weekend. Canelo will defend his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against Crawford, who is making a bold move up from welterweight to 168 pounds. Crawford, known for his versatility and skill, faces a formidable challenge as he steps up in weight to take on Canelo, the undisputed champion. This clash promises to be one of the biggest boxing events of the year, with both fighters vying for supremacy in the super middleweight division.
He went on the rant with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez and
boxeador mexicano.
Más popular,
pero sin causa. Sí.
Fucking crazy, that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
I mean, it's not a secret that that's a fight that's been discussed by a lot of us and by a lot of people in the sport for quite a while. Certainly, it's a fight that Turki Al-Sheikh from Saudi Arabia has shown a lot of interest in. And of course, if it's going to get made, someone's going to have to put up a lot of guaranteed money. And he's probably the person that's going to do it. He's obviously been working closely with Terence Crawford. He was involved with Terence Crawford's last fight that took place in August when he fought Israel Madrimov.
Canelo Alvarez's advantages in a fight with Terence Crawford go beyond his sheer power. The Mexican superstar has spent years mastering his craft against some of the most dangerous fighters across multiple weight classes, from Gennady Golovkin to Sergey Kovalev. His ability to adapt to different styles, combined with his granite chin, makes him a nightmare for anyone stepping into the ring, especially someone moving up in weight like Crawford.
When he's seen hung tough, but Bud Crawford shows once again why he's the #1 pound for pound on many people's lists, including my own. I don't think it was going into this fight was a question of whether Bud was going to win this fight. It was a matter of, he's about 35. He's had a 13-month layoff. Usually things start to, fighters start to look a little bit more ordinary when these circumstances start to present themselves. So we wanted to see if Crawford, how he was looking under the current circumstances, and if there was any signs of aging. I think Avanesian really, fought as good a fight as he can fight. Listen, this is a durable guy. He stays in your face. You can see why he upsets certain people, because he knows how to mentally stress you by and also physically stress you by staying in your face like that, cutting off the ring and forcing you to work when you don't want to work.
Canelo's success at super middleweight has showcased his comfort and dominance at 168 pounds, his physical strength, and clinches precision body shots, and ability to cut off the ring make it extremely difficult for smaller, faster fighters to stick to their game plan. Crawford's speed and technical brilliance, while remarkable, might not be enough to offset the size disparity. Fighting at a weight where Alvarez is naturally stronger could lead to Crawford's punches lacking the impact needed to keep Canelo at bay.
Not official, but it may be a done deal. Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. Early thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, look, the first thought is, can he handle the weight jump? Can he handle the weight jump? He being Crawford against Madridov, people are going to say, "Oh, he had some hiccups." Who don't have hiccups? When you eat something that's a little difficult to eat, and Madridov was a little difficult to eat. He's not easy to digest. He's a good fighter. When you eat something that's a little tough to digest, you get hiccups, right? So come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter. Then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter.
Vast experience in high-stack bouts gives him a mental edge. He's accustomed to the pressures of massive fights, pay-per-view main events, and facing fighters with a wide range of styles from slick boxers to heavy hitters. Crawford, while undefeated, has not faced anyone with a combination of skills, power, and ring IQ that Canelo possesses. Stepping up 2 weight classes to challenge someone of Alvarez's caliber might expose vulnerabilities that Crawford has never had to deal with before.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts, and the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights, and to tell you the truth,
while Crawford's dominance at welterweight is undeniable, his recent dismantling of Errol Spence cemented his legacy at 147 Ulbs. Moving up to fight a natural super middleweight like Canelo is an entirely different challenge. Alvarez has been trading punches with fighters who naturally carry more power and durability, and he has proven time and time again that he thrives in these environments. The gap in experience, size, and strength could very well be the deciding factors in this fight. Canelo's ability to wear down opponents with calculated aggression and his devastating bodywork could spell disaster for Crawford, who has never fact.
Es esta, fíjate. Pam, 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 pam. Hun, hun, hun. Gancho. Hun, hun, hun. Digo. Eso. Eso. Eso.
Teddy Atlas contemplates the difficulty Canelo may have in trying to make 60 pounds, which would be an ideal weight for Crawford to compete at. He notes that Canelo would likely be unwilling to drop to 160 pounds, particularly at his current stage in his career. Instead, Atlas speculates that the fight could potentially take place at a catch weight such as 164 pounds, though he believes Canelo would be hesitant to agree to such terms given his established weight class dominance at 168 pounds. This issue of weight is central to Atlas' argument, as it could affect the fighters' abilities to execute their eyes and maximize their strengths. Atlas also discusses Crawford's versatility and how it might give him an advantage against Canelo despite the size difference.
When he fought Canelo and he was like standing right in front of Canelo and Canelo's just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight when he realized it. I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all what he learned from fighting Floyd.
Listen, Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. The power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When analyzing a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the most glaring factor that stands out is the weight disparity. Canelo has been operating comfortably at 168 Ulbs, dominating fighters who are naturally bigger and stronger. Crawford, on the other hand, has spent the majority of his career at lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight. While Crawford is undoubtedly skilled and powerful for his size, moving up to face a seasoned super middleweight champion like Canelo would require him to overcome an immense physical disadvantage that could severely limit his ability to execute his usual game plan.
No, I'm saying at once.
Right.
I'm saying I started at 135. I'm just saying, like, say if Canelo was the champion at 147 to go up 168.
Right in one jump.
Yeah, in one jump.
It's a big jump too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
It's a lot of weight.
For world champion Demetrius Andrade believes that while Crawford is an exceptional fighter, Canelo's size and experience at higher weight classes give him the edge. Andrade predicts that Crawford might struggle with the power and agility of Canelo. One of the major hurdles for Crawford would be moving up 2 weight classes to challenge Canelo. Crawford previously moved up to 154 Ulbs for his last fight, where he secured a decision victory over Israel Madrimov. However, making the leap to super middleweight would mean facing significantly larger and stronger adversaries.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy, and he punched very hard too. So I'll say both of them are like the same, but, you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm going to get hit. I know I'm going to get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I got to bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the 3rd round. I got hit with a left hook. I dropped. We'd be practicing and camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove, you know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves, 'cause I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes to boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back and respond.
Go crazy with Canelo. Oh, he's too big. He's a good night for Crawford. He's going to bed. All that stuff. Not so fast. Not so fast. Don't forget that the other guy is bringing something to the party too. And he's bringing the things that hopefully I just described to you guys in the best way I can. When it gets closer, we'll get more thorough with it. But right now, I think you know where I'm leaning. And I'll make it even clearer where I'm leaving. So there isn't a lot of suspense. I ain't going against Crawford. Okay? I do think he's that special guy. I think Canelo's special too. But I think Crawford's special in a little bit, even more so. Even more so. He hasn't learned how to lose yet. I think he does have those special ingredients that go beyond the physical genetics, the physical DNA. So that's it. Okay? Good. You don't like it? Too bad.
I think that was a fair breakdown. I mean, listen, those ingredients you're touching on with the smaller man are the same ingredients you saw in Usyk. Abilities and ways to find a way to win.
I'd like to know what the weight's at in this fight, but has that been figured out yet? Probably not, because that to me is a variable there.
Canelo is known for his devastating power, especially at 168 lbs. He has finished opponents like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders with crushing body shots and well-timed power punches. Crawford, who has never fought above 147 pounds, may struggle to absorb the kind of damage that Canelo dishes out. Alvarez's ability to attack the body relentlessly would sap Crawford's energy and neutralize his speed advantage.
Everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV, powered by Stagefront VIP, being joined here with Teddy Atlas. Teddy, I got to get just right to it. Terence Crawford wanting to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. You as a trainer, what's your insight on that? And I don't know, would you advise a fighter to move up 3 weight classes to fight someone like Canelo?
You got to remember, he's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6, if you add on 3. You know? Yeah, my math is different than yours, being that I've been in this business my whole life. So 6 is a lot. 6 weight classes. That's a lot. 3, you know, he had the skeleton for it. Does he have the skeleton to go up 6? I don't know that he does, but I know he's got this. I know he's got this. I know he's got the character, and I know he's got the mind. I know he has special gifts that very few fighters have.
Crawford is widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this generation. His ability to switch stances seamlessly, his pinpoint accuracy, and his ring generalship have allowed him to dominate at every weight class he's fought. In his dismantling of Errol Spence was a masterclass in timing, precision, and adaptability. However, moving up to face Canelo would pose challenges that he has never encountered before.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence "Bud" Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, you know, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. You know, he's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just, you know, just like to, you know, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you know, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him test himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with Spence. He did like almost look very easy. But I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you know, you never know in boxing. We'll see.
Crawford's speed and timing are his greatest assets, but facing a physically bigger and stronger opponent like Canelo might force him to fight cautiously. Crawford has never faced someone who can pressure him with such power, while also being defensively responsible. The added weight might also slow him down, reducing the effectiveness of his trademark sharp counters.
Now, Canelo hasn't ever said he wanted to fight, kind of downplayed it to a certain degree, but it wasn't that long ago. I don't know, maybe a couple of months ago, he was doing an appearance and he was asked about it and he didn't close the door on it. In the past, he sort of like closed the door on it and was like, I'm not interested. He's like, listen, I'll talk to anybody and listen to what they have to say about the deal, any kind of deal. So in my mind, that sort of at least cracked open the door to have the conversation. Like he wasn't just saying, forget it, in terms of working with Turkey or anybody else. So I think that Canelo is a smart person in terms of his boxing, but also in terms of his business. And when he looks around at the landscape and he wants to make a huge amount of money, like all top fighters or any fighter for that matter, and he looks and sees who can I fight where I can make the biggest score, you know, in a big time fight. And I would say to you that in terms of at least American boxing or in this side of the world, it's not like Tyson Fury and Joshua in the UK.
Canelo is one of the best body punchers in the sport. He systematically breaks down opponents, by targeting their midsection, leaving them vulnerable. As the fight progresses, Crawford, who has never faced someone with Canelo's level of body attack, might struggle to maintain his movement and sharpness over 12 rounds.
You can't look forward past Saturday, but do you feel like a fight like Terence Crawford? I see he wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
You know, everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better, no? Terence Crawford is a great fighter, he's a good fighter, but you know, like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason. You know, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga, and then you never know what happened.
Yeah,
next.
yeah, for sure.
Just a few weeks ago, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford had to say on why he wants to take on Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter, and I would just like to, fight another great.
Which is a very noble reason. I mean, it's a reason that I can get behind. If you notice, his primary reason isn't money. He did say it'd be the biggest fight, which, you do want a big fight, but I don't think he meant monetarily, which the money comes, okay? But what he's saying is he want to test himself versus the best. And I think he's telling the truth here, right? Of course you want big money and stuff like that, but I think his swan song is just him testing himself up against the very best. Those are the reasons the war room can get behind.
What are your thoughts on the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight? Do you think Crawford can make a successful jump to super middleweight, or will Canelo prove too dominant? Share your predictions and opinions in the comments below.